than any other radio station.
Trust AM.
That tune for ages. You're listening to Trust AM. How about I stop talking and play you some more music?
Somewhere, somewhere, down and only I can still feel the touch of your fingertips. Rolling down the alley, I've got my eyes all over you, baby. Oh, baby.
Broadcasting on 1278 medium wave and on the Premier Bedside Network at both Bassetlaw District General Hospital and the Doncaster Royal Infirmary 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is Trust AM, local hospital radio for local people. The latest national and international news from the Sky News Centre is next.
Trust AM.
From the Sky News Centre at 6. MPs are preparing to vote in the second major parliamentary ballot in less than 24 hours. Last night they rejected Theresa May's Brexit deal by an historic margin. This evening they'll decide whether they have confidence in the government as a whole. The Democratic Unionists who prop up Theresa May's administration say they will back her. Nigel Dodds is the party's deputy leader.
So that the Prime Minister has more time and has the space to focus now on acting.
Split over whether she should step down.
I don't have faith in any of them.
I feel really sorry for Theresa May.
I think Theresa May's got to go because she voted to remain.
Given the circumstances, she's done a very good job in an impossible situation.
Meanwhile, a hitman who murdered 2 gang members in 2015 and last year is facing life in jail. One was killed with a machine gun by 38-year-old Mark Fellows in Salford, while the other he killed with a revolver in Merseyside. A court heard the match commander on the day of the Hillsborough disaster showed an extraordinary failure to not have personal knowledge of the stadium. Video footage from the FA Cup semi-final has been shown at the trial of David Duckenfield. He denies the gross negligence manslaughter of 95 Liverpool fans. Our reporter Tom Parmenter has been in court.
The prosecution went on to talk about how the risk of death that day was obvious, serious and present. And throughout the failings of David Duckenfield to show reasonable care in discharging his duty as the match commander.
In sport, defending champions Ireland have named 3 uncapped players in their initial squad for the Six Nations. They could make their first test appearances against England next month. And in football, the Leeds United manager says he's had all opponents watched before playing them this season. Marcelo Bielsa is being investigated by the FA after sending someone to spy on Derby's training session ahead of their game last week. That's the latest. I'm Barry Weir.
Trust AM weather.
This evening it will be cold and frosty overnight with ice patches, with showers developing through the night. Some of these turning wintry, mainly over the Derbyshire hills. Breezy towards the coast though, with minimum temperatures of 1 degree Celsius. On Thursday will be cold with wintry and occasionally heavy showers at first, turning drier and brighter but staying cold. Any showers becoming restricted to the coast. Winds easing but frosty overnight, with the maximum temperatures of 5 degrees Celsius. The outlook for the weekend is dry, cold and mainly bright on Friday and Saturday, with possible snow across the Derbyshire hills. It's staying cold on Sunday, with perhaps rain and some hill snows later. Widespread overnight frost here in the coastline. So welcome very much to Trust AM. You are here with the Matt and Jamie show, coming at you until 9 o'clock this evening. Though there is a little person missing, and that is Jamie. So for once, I am actually flying solo. Anastasia there. And Left Outside Alone, and before that we had Clean Bandit with Demi Lovato and solo. I think you might not have noticed, I am flying solo tonight. Jamie unfortunately can't make it due to work commitments, but you have got me here for the next 3 hours for your listening pleasure. So get your tunes, get your requests on here in the studio. Get in touch with us on our Facebook page, or give us a text or a telephone call here in the studio. To text us, type what song you want, where you are and what your name is to 077 467 500 11, or give me a call in the studio on 01 909 572 929. Those numbers again, 077 467 500 11, or call me in the studio on 01 909 572 929. We've already got a few requests coming through, so thank you very much for keeping my playlist as full as possible so I don't have to choose the tunes for you. So we have got a little bit of the Dave Clark 5 coming up, also Freddie and the Dreamers, but first, let's all be happy.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, I'm alone. If you feel like a room without a roof, because I'm
listening to Doncaster and Bassetlaws Hospital radio station.
On my way to see my friends, who live a couple blocks away from me. As I walk through the subway, must have been about 3:15. In front of me stood a beautiful honey with a beautiful body. She asked me for the time. I said the cost of her name, 6-digit number, and a date with me tomorrow at 9. Did she decline? No. Didn't she mind? I don't think so. Or was it for real? Damn sure. What was the deal? A pretty girl is 24. So was she cute? She couldn't wait. Cinnamon queen. Let me update. What did she say? She said she loved to ride every bush after what we were gonna do some stuff, but I'm away for Monday. Took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday. We met this girl on Monday. Took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday. Nine was time, 'cause I've been getting mine, and she was looking fine. She talked and she told me she loved to unfold me all night long. Ooh, I love the way she kicked it, from the front to the back, she flipped it. And yeah, hope that you care, 'cause I'm a man who'll always be there. I'm not a man to play around, baby, 'cause the one night stand is really there. From the first impression, you don't seem to be like that, 'cause there's no need to check, but there'll be plenty time for that. From the subway to my home, and it's ringing off my phone.
Do not own the rights to this music. It's solely played.
It's just
Not
call
own the
me,
rights.
call me.
Let's go.
Took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday. We met this girl on Monday. Took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday. Since I met this special lady, ooh yeah, I can't get her off my mind. She's one of a kind, and I ain't about to deny it. It's a special kind of thing with you. Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday. I met this girl on Monday. Took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
The sounds of Craig David there on Trust AM, especially for Andy, who says he's the best keeper that I've ever played with. And who am I to argue with him? He was a fantastic goalkeeper, and if you know Andy, you know how well and how good he is. And before that, we had Pharrell Williams with Happy from the Despicable Me soundtrack. So good evening, welcome along to Trust AM and to the Matt and Jamie show. It is just Matt this evening. Jamie unfortunately can't make it due to work commitments, so you have got me for the next 2.5 hours long of great tunes and great chat. Now we are having a little bit of a discussion as to what we should do for the last hour. So normally the last hour is everything at 8, but we're going to do everything for the first 2 hours of the show, and then we're going to go and do something a little bit unique. So we want your suggestions as to what we should do at 8 o'clock. We've had a couple of great suggestions so far. We've had a Britpop rather, and also a dance hour as well. So if you've got anything that you want to hear within that last hour, any genre, then please get in touch and we will see if we can get the best tunes for you from that specific era. But first, stay tuned now here on Trust AM, Hospital Radio for Batelor and Doncaster. We've got a great triple play starting off with Alexander O'Neill.
nobody else could ever love me. You are my shining star, my guiding light, my love fantasy. There's not a minute, hour, day or night that I don't love you. You're at the top of my list 'cause I'm always thinking of you. I still remember in the days when I was scared to touch you, how I spent my day dreaming, planning how to say I love you. You must have known that I had feelings deep enough to swim in. That's when you opened up your heart and you told me to come and out my love. A thousand kisses from you is never enough. I just don't wanna stop all my love. A million days in your arms is never enough. I just don't wanna stop. Too much, never too much, never too much, never too much. Woke up today, looked at your picture just to get me started. I called you up, but you weren't there, and I was broken hearted. Hung up the phone, can't be too late. The boss is so demanding. Open the door up, and to my surprise, there you were standing. Who needs to go to work to hustle for another dollar? I'd rather be with you 'cause you make my heart scream and holler. Love is a gamble, and I'm so glad that and winning. We've come a long way, and yet this is only the beginning. Oh my God. A thousand kisses from you is never enough. I just don't wanna stop. A million days in your arms is never enough. And I just don't wanna stop. A thousand kisses from you is never, never. I just don't wanna stop.
You can never have too much of classic tunes like that from Luther Vandross, and before that Lionel Richie, Dancing on the Ceiling, and even before that Alexander O'Neill and Criticise. What an absolutely fantastic triple play there. If you want to get a special triple play on, then please do get in touch with us here on the studio. Text us your triple play and why you think it is an epic triple play. Text us on 077 467 500 11 or call us in the studio on 01909 572 929. Trust AM 1278 medium wave hospital radio for Doncaster and Bassett Law. We are a free radio service on Channel 1 of the Premier Bedside Consoles at Doncaster Royal Infirmary and here at Bassett Law Hospital, where you can find us on 1278 medium wave on your radio. We broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And speaking of the hospital staff, we have got a couple of songs that we are going to play for a couple of people there for you. So first one we have for Maureen in B5. She's requested a little bit of Dave Clark 5, which always goes down well with myself. And after that we have a request for Derek in C1 who wants Freddie and the Dreamers. So this is for you both. The first one is the Dave Clark 5.
I'm the pieces, bits and pieces.
night, we play more variety, only on
Trust
You were made for me. Everybody tells me so. You were made for me. Don't pretend that you don't know. All the trees were made for little things that sing and fly. And the sun was made to burn so bright and bright. The sky, pretty eyes were never made to cry. They were made to see. When I held you in my arms, I knew that you were made for me. You were made for me. Everybody tells me so. You were made for me. Don't pretend that you don't know. All the flowers in the fields were made to please the bees. For the fish, yes, some were made the rivers and the seas. Every hand was made to hold another tenderly. When I kissed you on your lips, I knew that you were made for me. You were made for me. Everybody tells me so. You were made for me. Don't pretend that you don't know. You were made for me. Everybody tells me so. You were made for me. Don't pretend that you don't know. Every hand was made to hold another tenderly. When I kissed you on your lips, I knew that you were made, you were made, you were made for me.
Especially for Derek on C1 there. Freddie and the Dreamers, You Were Made For Me. And before that, we have Dave Clark 5, Bits and Pieces, and that was specifically for Maureen on B5. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed those tunes, and I bet you were glad all over that we've managed to get those on our playlist for you. So welcome to the Matt and Jamie Show. It is our first one of the year. Happy New Year to you all. I know we're on the 16th of January now, but it is our first show. Well, it is for one of us anyway. Jamie, unfortunately, isn't here this evening due to work commitments, but he said he will be back next week for your listening pleasure. So stay tuned if you are a massive fan of Jamie. He will be back next Wednesday with the Matt and Jamie Show here on Trust AM. We're going to go straight back into another request as well from Martine on B5. So she wanted a little bit of Lady Gaga, and who are we to argue with her?
Ra ra, Roma, Roma, Gaga, ooh la la, what's your bad romance? Roma, Roma, Gaga, ooh la la, what's your bad romance? I want you ugly, I want you disease, I want you everything as long as it's free. I want your love, 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 I want your love. Drama with a
ton amour et je veux t'en revendre, je ton amour. I don't wanna be friends, I wanna be friends, I wanna be friends. What you wanna do? What you want? How long you know it? How long you revenge? You make her and romance. How long you know it? How you know it's revenge? You and me, girl, and romance. What you want? Honey, what you want? What you want? Roma, Roma, ma, ga, ga, ooh la la, what about romance?
1278 medium wave.
Homegrown alligator, see you later. Gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. The sun ain't changing the atmosphere, architecture unfamiliar. I could get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. South of the equator, navigator, gotta hit the road, gotta hit the road. Deep sea diving around the clock, bikini bottoms, lager toes. I could get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. We got two in the front, two in the back, staying alone, we don't look back. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone, someone, someone.
Bit of George Ezra there with Shotgun. He's touring in the UK over the next couple of months. If you are lucky enough who've got tickets for that, I hope you have a great time. He's a fantastic solo artist at the moment and in his prime as well. I was watching him on Jules Holland's Hogmanay over New Year and he was absolutely fantastic with his guitar playing and his singing. And before that we had Lady Gaga with Bad Romance, especially from Martine in B5. So thank you very much for that request, Martine. I hope you enjoyed that. We are coming up to 7 o'clock here within the next 15 minutes. We've got a couple more tunes to get in before the news and before we let you decide what tunes that you want on. So please do get your requests through to ourselves here in the studio. Give us a call, 01 909 572 929, or give us a text. The text number is 077 467 500 11. Once again, that is 077 467 500 11. Put on your text what song you want, who you are, and whereabouts you're calling from, and we will get that played on air for you here at Trust AM 1278 medium wave, and also on Hospital Radio, Bassetlaw and Doncaster on Channel 1 of your Premier Bedside Console. We have another request that's come through from David in B5 as well. Good evening, David. Thank you very much for joining us here on Trust AM, the Matt and Jamie show, coming at you from 6 till 9 every Wednesday. You wanted a bit of Prince, so here we go. It is Prince with Purple Rain.
I never meant to call you tomorrow. I never meant to call you in pain. I'm the one once that you left me. I only want to see you left me in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see you bathing in the purple rain. I never wanna be your weekend lover. I wanna be some kind of friend. Hey. Baby, I can now steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship had to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. It's time we all reach out for something new. That means you too. They say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind. I think you better close. If you got you, purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. No, no, purple rain, raise your hand. Purple rain, purple rain.
Hospital Radio for Doncaster and Bassetlaw.
Closer to your bedside, trust AM.
Erasure there, and A Little Respect, and before that we had Prince with Purple Rain. That was especially for David in B5. I can't believe how quick that first hour has gone. It almost seemed like 5 minutes ago that we were playing our first song, Clean Bandit and Solo. But the good side is we still have another 2 hours worth of great tunes coming along, and we can only do that because of you choosing your songs. We've got some great tunes lined up after the news at 7 o'clock. We've got Ollie Murs, we've got Calvin Harris, we've got T-Rex, and a little bit of David Bowie as well. But first, taking us up to the news, we have the Ginger Man himself, the tunes and the sounds of Ed Sheeran, and Sing.
It's late in the evening, lost on the side. I've been sad with you most of the night, ignoring everybody here. We wish they would disappear, so maybe we could get down. I don't wanna know if you're getting ahead of the program. I want you to be my lady, to hold your body close, take another step into the no man's land. If you're lonely, come on, get involved. Feel it rushing through you from your head to toe. Oh.
say, and nothing to know, but something to drink or maybe something to smoke. Let it go until I want to change. Singing we found love in a local radio. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say, but I can just figure it out and hope and pray. I told her my name and said it's nice to meet you. Then she handed me a bottle of water filled with tequila. I already know she's a keeper. Just from this one small act of kindness, I'm in deep. If anybody finds out, I'm meant to drive home, but I drink all of it now. Not sobering up. We just sit on the couch, one thing led to another, now just kissing my mouth. I need you, darling. Come on, set the tone. If you feel me falling, won't you let me know? Oh, oh, oh. If you're lonely, come on, get involved. Feel it rushing through you from your head to toe. Oh, 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 oh.
Bringing you more variety 24 hours a day. 1278 medium wave.
From the Sky News Centre at 7. MPs are voting shortly on a no confidence motion in the government, which could force a general election.
I don't doubt that she has sincerely attempted to fulfil the task given to us by the voters in this referendum. I have no doubt too that she has tried her best and given it her all, but she has failed.
That was Labour's deputy leader speaking towards the end of the afternoon's debate. It's just 24 hours since Theresa May suffered the heaviest parliamentary defeat ever over her Brexit plan. That big loss triggered this evening's vote, and this time the Prime Minister is confident of victory.
I'm proud of what we have achieved so far. I'm determined that the work will go on. In that I know we have the confidence of the country. We now ask for the confidence of this House. Reject this motion.
Her allies in the DUP have promised to support her, which makes a defeat unlikely. A developing story tonight, and supporters of a British Iranian mum who's in prison in Iran say she's not being allowed to seek medical attention. The decision means Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe has ended a hunger strike after 3 days and will get lumps on her breasts checked on Sunday. She's been in jail since 2016 on spying charges, which she denies. A gangland hitman has been found guilty of the murders of 2 men. Mark Fellows, known as the Iceman, murdered a victim in Salford in 2015 and then another man 3 years later. A court heard the pilot whose plane crashed at the Shoreham Air Show was known to take risks. Prosecutors say the tragedy in 2015, which killed 11 men, was purely down to pilot error. He denies the charges against him. And Jess Varnish has lost her employment tribunal against British cycling and UK sport. She was found not to be an employee or worker of either body, meaning she can't claim for unfair dismissal or discrimination. That's the latest. I'm Barry Weir.
Trust AM weather.
This evening it will be cold and frosty overnight with icy patches, showers developing through the night, some of these turning wintry, mainly over the Derbyshire Hills. Breezy towards the coast with a minimum temperature of -1 degree Celsius. Thursday will be cold with wintry and occasionally heavy showers at first, turning drier and brighter but staying cold. Any showers becoming restricted towards coastal areas. Winds easing but frosty overnight with maximum temperatures of 5 degrees Celsius. The outlook for the weekend will be dry and cold and mainly bright on Friday and Saturday with possible snow across the Derbyshire Hills. Staying cold Sunday with perhaps rain and some hill snow later on. Widespread overnight frost will also be around over the weekend as well. So thank you very much for joining us at Trust AM. We have got some great tunes lined up for you. We've got some T-Rex, we've got some Tina Turner, we've got some Calvin Harris. But first, we've got Ollie Murs and Troublemaker here on Trust AM.
You're a troublemaker, troublemaker. You ain't up with a troublemaker, girl.
You had me hooked again from the minute you sat down. The way you got your lip got my head spinning around. After a drink or two, I'm studying your hands. I don't know if I have the strength to stand. Oh, troublemaker, yeah, that's your middle name. Oh, I know you're no good, but you're stuck in my brain. And I wanna know, why does it feel so good but hurt so bad? Oh, my mind keeps saying run as fast as you can. I say I'm good, then you pull me back. Whoa, I swear you're giving me a heart attack. Troublemaker, it's like you're always there in the corners of my mind. I see a silhouette every time I close my eyes. There must be poison in those negatives of yours, 'cause I keep coming back again for more. Oh, troublemaker, yeah, that's your middle name. Oh, I know you know, but you're stuck in my brain. And I wanna know, why does it feel so good but hurt so bad? Oh, my mind keeps saying run as fast as you can. I say I'm good, then you pull me back. Whoa, I swear you're giving me a heart attack. Troublemaker, why does it feel so good but hurt so bad? My mind keeps saying run as fast as you can. Troublemaker, I say I'm good, then you pull me back. Whoa, I swear you're giving me a heart attack.
Yeah, baby, I'm insane. 'Cause I keep doing the same damn thing, thinking one day we gon' change. But you know just how to work that back and make me forget my name. What the hell you do, I won't remember. I'll be gone until November. And you show up again next summer, yeah. Typical middle name is Prada. Picture like a club girl, sick of the drama. You're a troublemaker, but damn girl, it's like I love the trouble. And I can't even explain why.
Why does it feel so good but hurt so bad? Whoa, my mind keeps saying run as fast as you can. I say I'm good, then you pull me back. Whoa, I swear you're giving me a heart attack. Troublemaker, why does it feel so good but hurt so bad? My mind keeps saying run as fast as you can. Troublemaker, I say I'm good, then you pull me back. Whoa, I swear you're giving me a heart attack. Troublemaker. 1278, Trust AM.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
Let's go.
Act like nothing's going. We're driving in my car. I pretend that you don't turn me on. You're sophisticated, now you know it. You move right and now you show it. I'm not in love. It's just the phase that I'm going through. I'm always looking for something new, but I'm running away. I know you're not the one, but I can tell that this is coming from.
duo of duos there to start us off at 7 o'clock. First, we had Ollie Murs and Flo Rida with Troublemaker, and then Enrique Iglesias featuring Khalees and Not In Love here on Trust AM, the Matt and Jamie show, back for 2019, for your listening pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We hope you're having a great evening and enjoying the tunes that we're playing. Now, there is a big debate that's going on at the moment. No, I don't mean the confidence vote in Theresa May. It's what we should do at 8 o'clock this evening. So, we've got a little bit of a poll going on as to whether or not that last hour should be Britpop hour or should it be dance hour. Let us know what you think by getting in touch with us via the various means and ways that you can via text on 077 467 50011 or give me a call in the studio 01909 572 929. Do you think it should be a bit of Blur, Oasis and Pulp, or do you want to hear some Cafe Del Mar and some JX after 8 o'clock? Get in touch, and the one that gets the most votes will win, and we will play you out for that last hour with that specific genre, or any genre which may increase the votes and the listeners. So thank you very much once again for joining us. We started off with a duo of duos. We may as well go for another duo of duos. We've got Camila Cabello coming up with Young Thug and Havana, but first, Calvin Harris with Ellie Goulding, and this is Outside.
Look at what you've done. Stand still, falling away from me. When it takes so long, fire's out. What do you want to be? Now I'm holding on. What you said was never enough for me. Gotta be so strong. There's a power in what you do. Now every other day I've been watching you. Show you what it feels like. Now I'm on the outside. We did everything right. Now I'm on the outside. Show you what it feels like. Now I'm on the outside. We did everything right. Now I'm on the So you give me no reason for me to stay close to you. Tell me what love is do. How are we still breathing? It's never for us to choose. I'll be the strength you. Now I'm holding on. What you said was never enough for me. Gotta be so strong. There's a power in what you do. Now every day I'm watching you on. I'll show you what it feels like. Now I'm on the outside. We did everything right. Now I'm on the outside. Show you what it feels like. Now I'm on the outside. We did everything right. Now I'm on the outside. closer to your bedside. Trust AM. Havana, ooh, na, na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na, na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na, na, na. All of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners. Havana, ooh, na. He didn't walk up with that how you doing when he came in. He said there's a lot of girls that can do it, but I can't wait that doing forever in a minute. That's on my night. Ever since he got Milo in him, he got me feeling ooh. I knew it when I met him. I loved him when I left him. Got me feeling like ooh. And then I had to tell him I had to go. Oh na 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 na. Havana, ooh, na na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na na na. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana, Havana, na na.
Just graduated fresh on campus. Fresh out East Atlanta with no mountains down. Fresh out East Atlanta, boom, like traffic jam. I was quick to pay that girl like Uncle Sam. He go, hey, bang it on me. Tryna crack it on me, get it beating on me. She waited on me, damn. Tryna cake it on me, got it bacon on me. Now this is history, and I'm making on me. One night close range, that feed. If it goes a million, that's me. I was getting more like baby.
Havana, ooh, na na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na na na. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana, Havana. Take me back, 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 back. Take me back, back, back. Take me back, back, back. Take me back to Havana, ooh, na na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na na na. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana, Havana, ooh, na na.
Kimelo there, 1/5 of the group Fifth Harmony, featuring Young Thug and Havana, and before that Calvin Harris and Ellie Goulding. Welcome along to the Matt and Jamie show here on Trust AM, 1278 medium wave, hospital radio for Bassetlaw and Doncaster. We are a free radio service on Channel 1 of the Premier Bedside Consoles at Doncaster Royal Infirmary and here at Bassetlaw Hospital, where you can find us on 1278 medium wave on your radio. We broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we are all volunteers. So if you do fancy volunteering for the radio station, then please do get in touch as well. There are still spaces left where you can become the next Matt and Jamie for 2019. As we were going on about our debate whether or not dance and Britpop should be the choice for 8 o'clock onwards, it's neck and neck, almost like the vote that's just happened in Parliament, where Theresa May has won a confidence vote with a score of 325 for, and against was 306, so with a majority of 19 votes. But our vote is even closer than 19, so every vote matters, so please get your choice in as to what you want to listen for the next hour from 8 o'clock. Will it be dance? Will it be a bit Britpop? Please let us know so we can play that awesome genre for you. But first, we're going back to a couple of classics now. We've got T-Rex and 20th Century Boy after one of the classics from Tina Turner and Proud Mary.
You know, every now and then, I think you might like to hear something from us. Nice. There's just one thing. You see, we never, ever do nothing nice, easy. We always do it nice, rough, we're going to take the beginning of this song and do it easy. But then we're going to do the finish. Rough. It's the way we do. Proud Mary. And we're rolling, ooh, rolling, ooh, rolling on the river. Listen to the story. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleep. And I was worried about the way that things might have been. You know that big wheel keep on turning. Primary keep on burning. And we're rolling, rolling, yeah, rolling on the river. The river. Ain't a lot of place in Memphis, but popular
T-Rex there, and 20th Century Boy, and before that we had Tina Turner and Proud Mary here on Trust AM 1278 medium wave, hospital radio for Batelor and Doncaster. Many thanks for joining me tonight. It is just Matt flying solo as Jamie is at work, unfortunately, but he will be back next week for his first show of the year, where we will double the fun, double the pleasure, and double the banter as well. We promise that for you. So you've still got another half an hour or so before we go in the mix at 8 o'clock. We are going to stick to one specific genre from 8 till 9 until we go off air. So what would you like to hear? You have got a battle at the moment going on between Britpop and dance, so it is very, very close between the two. So please get in touch with me if you want to listen to a bit of Britpop for the last hour, or whether you want some dance music. Get in touch on 077 467 500 11, or give me a call in the studio on 01 909 572 929. There are only just a couple of votes in this contest, so please make sure that your vote counts to get your tunes on that you want for the last hour on the Matt and Jamie show. But first, we got a little bit of LaRue coming after Daft Punk and Get Lucky.
Like the legend of the Phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cause to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 The present has no limit. Your gift keeps on giving. What is this I'm feeling? I wanna leave, I'm with it. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cause to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 To come so far. We're up all night to get lucky. All night to get lucky. All night to get lucky. All night to raise the bar. All night to get lucky. All night to get lucky. All night to get lucky. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 We're up all night to
You're listening to Doncaster and Bassetlaws Hospital radio station.
WPC June Ackland's daughter there, LaRue with Bulletproof, and before that we had Daft Punk and Get Lucky. You've still got another 10 minutes or so to vote for whether or not you want to hear Britpop anthems or dance music from 8 till 9. Get in touch with us. It is neck and neck, just as close as the vote which has gone on in Parliament, if not even closer than that vote. So please do get in touch with us, and you've still got time to make a difference here on Trust AM. But we're going to stop the talking and continue with the music. We've got a little bit of Eddie Grant coming and Billy Ocean, but first we've got the legend himself, Old Ziggy, and David Bowie.
Ashes to ash and fun to fire. You know, Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's line, hitting it all the time. Oh. Smoking crystal. I've never done good things. I've never done bad things. I never did anything. Whoa. Wanna needs to break the ice. Wanna come down right now. Ashes to ashes, fun to fun. You know, Major Tom's a junkie, strung out in heaven's high, hitting it all the time. Oh. I say, get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. I say, to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. I say, to get things done, you better not mess with Major Tom. Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. Working so hard like a soldier, can't afford a thing on TV. Deep in my heart I adore ya, can't get food for the kid. Good God, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. Oh, we gonna rock down to
and then we'll take it higher. Hey, we gonna rock on to Electric Avenue. Oh yeah, rocking in the daytime. Electric Avenue. Rock it in the night, take it higher. Electric Avenue. Rock it in Miami, Electric Avenue.
Bringing you more variety 24 hours a day.
Closer to your bedside, trust AM.
Billy Ocean and Red Light Spells Danger, and before that we had Eddie Grant with Electric Avenue and David Bowie, Ashes to Ashes. We're just 10 minutes away from our 8 takeover, so will it be Britpop or will it be dance music from 8 till 9? You've still got time to vote. We're going to leave it open for another 5 minutes or so to get your votes in as to what kind of genre you want to hear for the last hour. Will it be Oasis and Blur and the Britpop crew, or will it be a bit of Cafe Del Mar, etc., etc. for dance music? Take you back to those Ibiza vibes, so please get in touch and let us know. Now, less of the talking, more of the songs. We've got Genesis and then Ace of Base here on Trust AM.
Well, I've been waiting
votes have been voted, counted and verified. Find out after the news which one won. But first, this from the Kingsmen, Lué Lué.
more variety 24 hours a day. 1278 medium wave.
From the Sky News Centre at 8, some breaking news, and the government has won a no confidence vote in the House of Commons.
The ayes to the right, 306. The noes to the left, 325.
MPs have voted to say they want to keep Theresa May in number 10. That's despite them overwhelmingly voting against her Brexit plan just 24 hours ago. After the result, she made this offer.
I've proposed a series of meetings between senior parliamentarians and representatives of the government over the coming days. And I would like to invite the leaders of parliamentary parties to meet with me individually, and I would like to start these meetings tonight.
But Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn wanted reassurance first.
The government must remove clearly, once and for all, the prospect of the catastrophe of a no-deal Brexit of the EU and all the chaos that would come as a result of that.
Well, the Prime Minister's spokesperson has said within the last few minutes that Theresa May is not taking the option of leaving the European Union without a deal off the table. In other news, a British Iranian woman in jail in Iran on spying charges has ended a hunger strike after 3 days. Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe is being allowed to go to hospital after authorities agreed she could get medical treatment. A man will be sentenced tomorrow for the murder of 2 others in a gangland feud following a trial that required police in combat gear to patrol court corridors. The 38-year-old used a machine gun to kill a man in 2015 in Salford and shot another victim last year, but he was out walking with his dogs. Inflation has fallen to its lowest level in nearly 2 years. The Consumer Prices Index dropped to 2.1% in December. And in football, the Leeds United manager says he's had all opponents watched before playing them this season. Marcelo Bielsa is being investigated by the FA after sending someone to spy on Derby's training session ahead of their game last week. That's the latest. I'm Barry Weir.
Trust AM weather.
This evening it will be cold and frosty overnight with icy patches, showers developing through the night, some of these turning wintry mainly over the Derbyshire Hills, breezy towards the coast with a minimum temperature of -1 degree Celsius. Tomorrow it will be cold with wintry and occasionally heavy showers at first, turning drier and brighter but staying cold. Any showers becoming restricted to the coast. Winds easy but frosty overnight with maximum temperatures of 5 degrees Celsius. The outlook for the weekend will be dry and cold and mainly bright Friday and Saturday with possible snow across the Derbyshire Hills. Staying cold Sunday with perhaps rain and some hill snow later on. Widespread overnight frost throughout the whole weekend as well. And that's your weather here on Trust AM. More variety hospital radio for Bassett Law and Doncaster. So, we've had the vote in Parliament. We've had the vote here in the studio. Did your favourite win? Well, we will find out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's your winner.
Oh, bless your eyes on my home and your fingers through my soul. Oh,
Reef, and place your hands there on Trust AM 1278 medium wave. And if you haven't noticed, the winner of our vote was Britpop. It was absolutely close. You could almost count the number of votes between them by the number of fingers on one hand. It was that great. So for all you Britpop fans, sit back, relax, and enjoy the next hour of tunes coming your way, especially you, Mia, who's listening in online. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying and listening to some great music here on Trust AM. But enough of the talking, more with the music, with Jarvis and Co. and Common People.
She came from Greece, she had a thirst for knowledge. She studied sculpture at St. Martin's College, that's where I caught her eye. She told me where the tap was loaded. I said, my case in the room, Coca-Cola, she said, fine. And then in 30 seconds time, she said, I wanna live like common people. I wanna do whatever common people do. Wanna sleep with common people. I wanna sleep with common people like you. What else could I do? I said, I'll see what I can do. I took her to a supermarket. I don't know why, but I had to start somewhere. So it started there. I said, pretend you got no money. And she just laughed and said, oh, you're so funny. I said, yeah. I can't see anyone else smiling. Are you sure? You wanna live like common people. You wanna see whatever common people see. Wanna sleep with common people. You wanna sleep with common people like me. But she didn't understand. But she just smiled and held my hand. I went to flash the barber shop. Look at your head and get it down. I smoked some pipes and played some ball. Pretending that never went to school. Still you never get it right. It's when you're laying in bed at night, watching righteous climb the wall. If you call your dad, we can stop it. Oh yeah. You never live like common people. You never do whatever common people do. Never live like common people. You never want your life try out of you. And dance and drink and screw. Because there's nothing else to do. She
Outcast there with All Right, and before that we had Pulp and Common People on our Britpop Hour, as voted for you, the listeners. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. It is 8:15. It is a Wednesday night. Where else would you want to be apart from listening to Matt and Jamie here on Trust AM? Jamie is unfortunately not with us tonight. He is working, but he will be back next week, and in his own words says he will be bringing a banging show for you, whatever that means. So thank you very much once again for joining us on our Britpop Hour. We have some classic tunes lined up from James. We've got Blur, we've got Cast, we've got The Verve, and of course the kings of Britpop themselves, Oasis. But first, it's a slight return for the Blue Tones.
Where did you go when things went right for you? When the nights came out for you? Where did you go? All you needed was a friend. You just had to trust and then you had the solution.
There she goes with the Lars, and before that, the Blue Tones with Slight Return here on Trust AM 1278, more variety, hospital radio for Bassetlaw and Doncaster. We are currently in the middle of our Britpop hour. If you want to get a Britpop anthem on, and boy, have I got a playlist full of them ready for you, then please get in touch with me via text on 077 467 500 11, or give me a call here in the studio on 01 909 572 929. Those numbers again, call us on 01 909 572 929 or text 077 467 500 11. It is a great honour to play this next song for you from Richard Ashcroft and his group The Verve. I'm a lucky man.
1278 medium wave.
Trust AM.
All we got to say, you look but turn away, just walk away, walk away. If you said all you got to say, now the words just slip away, just walk away, walk away, walk away. That's what they say, what they say, what they say. Gotta walk away. If you play all the games you played them yesterday, just walk away, walk away. If you've been where they wanna go, seen all they got to show, just walk away, walk away, walk away. That's what they say, what they say, what they say. Gotta walk away. All there is to do, you got nothing left to lose. Just walk away, walk away. You've done all there is to do, got nothing left for you. Just walk away, walk away, walk away. That's what they say, what they say, what they say. Walk away, walk away, walk away. That's what they say, what they say, what they say. Gotta walk away today.
The beautiful sound of Cass there with Walk Away, and before that we had The Verve and Lucky Man here on Trust AM 1278 medium wave on Hospital Radio for Bassetlaw and Doncaster. We are halfway through our Britpop hour. We have some classic tunes lined up for you, but there is still space for you to get your favourite Britpop anthem on the radio. Get in touch with us on text 077 467 50011 or give us a call in the studio on 01 909 572 929. So the next song that's coming up is Steve Craddock's band. If you don't know what they are, I'm sure you'll know the opening riff for this song.
Thank
Suede and the Beautiful Ones there. And before that, we had Ocean Colour Scene and the Riverboat Song. The anthem for every Friday night at 6 o'clock on Channel 4, also known as TFI Friday. That's presented by Chris Evans. Welcome along to our Britpop hour here on Trust AM, the Matt and Jamie show, minus Jamie, who's not here tonight as he's at work, but he will be back next week with his old banter and his normal really bad jokes. So if you've missed that this week, then I do apologise, but he will be back next week for your listening pleasure. We've still got a couple more songs to get through here for our Britpop hour. We've still got that group from Manchester with the Brothers Gallagher. We've also got another group from Manchester as well coming up after this one, McCarmont and Butler with Yes.
yeah, you're the man, you're the man.
Sean Ryder and the Happy Mondays there with Step On, and before that we had Cooler Shaker with Hush and McCarman to Butler with Yes. Here on Trust AM, we have almost come to the end of our Britpop hour. Thank you very much for getting in touch with us with all your requests throughout the whole show. It's been absolutely fantastic. It will be even better next week when we do have Jamie back with his witty banter and his really, really bad jokes as well. So thank you very much for joining us. We have just got a couple of songs left to go before we go into the news and back to the tunes here on Trust AM. Once again, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've had a great evening. I certainly have as well. So which one were you? Were you the guys from down south, or were you the Gallagher brothers from up north? It's almost going back to 1990s again, seeing which one was number one. Will it be Blur? Will it be Oasis? For me, this one just comes out as a close second compared to this next group. Enjoy, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Confidence is a preference for the habitual voyeur of what is known as. A morning suit can be avoided if you take a route straight through what is known as. John's got brewers brew, he gets intimidated by the dirty pigeons. They love a bit of him. Who's that gut lord marching? You should cut down on your pork lines, mate. Get some exercise. I get up when I want, except on Wednesdays when I get rudely awakened by the dustman. I put my trousers on, have a cup of tea, and I think about leaving the house. I feed the pigeons, I sometimes feed the sparrows too. It gives me a sense of enormous well-being. And then I'm happy for the rest of the day. Safe in the knowledge there will always be a bit of my heart devoted to it. Sprung dirt technique, you know. And it's not about you joggers who go round, round, round. So many people, they all go hand in hand, and then go down one line.
The station that gives you more variety, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 1278 medium wave. This is Trust
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know?
hours a day. 1278 medium wave.
Trust AM.
From the Sky News Centre at 9, Theresa May survived an attempt to oust her as Prime Minister.
I'm pleased that this House has expressed its confidence in the government tonight. I do not take this responsibility lightly, and my government will continue its work to increase our prosperity, guarantee our security, and to strengthen our union.
MPs rejected Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn's motion of no confidence in the government. It was held after they voted down the 8 p.m's Brexit.
Bye, everybody.
Last night.
Bye.
Invited leaders of the opposition parties for individual meetings to try to find a way forward. But the Lib Dems, the SNP and Labour were clear what they want before they enter into any discussions.
It's very important that the government makes clear that no deal is not an option.
The issue of extending Article 50 of a people's vote and avoiding a no deal